So Elliott's going to take all over here for occupied.
This is Elliott's first time seeing what the club looks like when it's new.
Me too.
How many people saw it? It's a little different, isn't it?
Over there, the stage.
The stage used to be this complete thing here. Yeah. Well, we made this shift for one basic reason: economics. Because no matter what happened, the poets refused to drink enough to pay for the rent.
Wow.
So, that sounds like almost a contradiction in terms. But that just tells you what the rent was like. But I will say this, that our new economic model seems to be working. It's called They Pay the Rent.
Try it out.
Occupied. So I opened up my window and tried to catch a breeze in my baseball glove. But the breeze was overtaxed already, with the kites held aloft, looking back at us with spy drones and jawbones and Mater D clones. So I just went down to Wall Street. That's all street. Yes, it's all sweet, with a broad beach and of course a little bit of raw meat. And when we occupy the zone of the capitalist nose cone, you can bet we're aiming to be framing demands on the sidewalk. Oh, blitz tow rag slag down to Zosike Park. Bring your own consciousness and some rolling papers and unleash your sense of humor on some deadly pedants. And let the spirit invigorate your sorry consciousness. Oh, yes, U.S., you need a jolt. The coffee's gone weak at the knees, and the trains run out of steam, and black and white you dream of a land that promises everything and laughs behind your back. Watch out, America! You'll soon be occupied by pies. Occupied by pies that are growing grander with each incoming tide. Cause there's no outsourcing the truth and the magnificent battering ram of wealth on screen. You know, they say the revolution started the first time that the television set opened up the advertisement for Frigidaire and showed the people in Harlem what was inside the white folks' refrigerator. Come on, look at this! It keeps driving the responsible, that would be us, into a surrealist scene where the mommy and the daddy got no job, but that's okay, cause they pay, and they pay, and they pay, and they pay. But where's the wallet today? Why, it's down by the steamless got the wings of an angel, and it's got the tale of an epic story of how you were born. You were born a twin, where one of you had to win. And that one who won is carted off to learn the gun. And the losers are stacked in cardboard shacks. And we just occupy, we just occupy till the day we die. We just occupy till the day we die.
It's funny you say ramshackle.
No, you say ramshackle?
Well, I have a poem called Ramshackle Memories.
Whatever.
But you know, I just mentioned too, this is very interesting. You know, when you're a musician, you play a lot of gigs, people give you t-shirts all the time for festivals. I got this t-shirt in 1997 playing at the Texaco Jazz Festival, and I put it away for years, and I just started wearing it again recently, and it's amazing. I look, on the picture, there's the World Trade Towers, and there's an airplane flying into them.
Oh.
1997.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was a great t-shirt, man.
Man, it's just so hard to find appropriate t-shirts these days.
Does Texaco even exist? Does Texaco even exist anymore? I'm not sure.
Of course not.
No, that's
They were-
okay.
Yes, it does. It changed its name.
Yeah,
They were bought by
after the towers, probably.
BP,
B&G, gas,
BP,
protocol, control.
British Petrol. I could feel it. That way, stay over this way. You should send them back to Bob, no, tribes.
I'll start out with that ramshackle memory.
That's what men do to women. Ramshackled memories ejaculated from the guard in Ayla, a den of thickest thieves, acquitted, iniquity kicked, catered to the cold, told street talk and cheap and dirty wine, while away the save like day night time lined hours. Pray with all my might to find a better way to shower all my love and powers of compressed, passionate towers of battle and strength. I walk the length of New York minute mile and up jump frigid spring. Joy, style when I scatter like year roll. Zam, zam, zoom, fat catalytic care in the hole in the fabric of the familiarly's ties and soul. Portuguese, tourista sighs and cries to be all of me and tries. The fortune in our eyes to be wise enough to strut our stuff and give our gruff as good as we can get it. All the ties that fit down, so lud ho, lay low, bound, towny bars sprouting in bed abound, by gone under playground of the strip beat hip Nicky's bohemian sunset now. Gen-trended Morpheus ascent of a tangentially tangible event in a material bent world, high and low, rise and brow beat by condo boutique condominium cafe cartels and novo telmo tell a tale of two cities, Seder nos masos, nostalgistic, gut-wrenching physic reality of the magic and angst of a past, last but not least, of long gone, ancestral lease, relief of relished, condamental case, worked remnants of the better but bitter dregs and treks of total recall. After the fall and rise of the towers and lies, all the ties that fit to print, hive hung, homespun out in the interweb with imperfect clout, diction and tense, to this high time, friction and sense, at least for some, of what we've become. Free, den, guard, omnicity, wick, bush, urban, people, personalities, crowing, pre-immature daylight savings and more, again departing in 9 minutes from Lower East Satellite Homeland Security, surety, swore allegiance to the plurality of free dance, to the all-American pop happenstance aired 30 times a day, to subliminal submission, attrition to the admission of the sigh, lent a majority of once, a rare bizarrery of fun-seeking missiles, heat up the base sub-mint terrain, an hour lost only to be sprung again, Havana melodic, Aguila, L-train, hoodie, troubadour refrain. Segue to Adam's familiarly spooky theme, Long John Lennon, silver power to the people was done in golden old 1971. Miffed, missed, adrift, perhaps a myth, opportunity, swift twist of a faded bliss. Mistake or sifted sands, doomed to dunes and domes, rotunda rooms and past posy poems, strewn amidst apocalyptopus caught off guard and on guard. Dark town, strutter ball, down, moon, dawn, dandy, chocolate, herb, a Bennett Street, serpent spooked out of town, non-fantasy, arcane, masonically laid astral plane lanes, past power points of departure. To be true, U, Street 2, B, 313, for real, outer orbit rotational gentrification, no fluke. 2 doors down from the romance of the Duke in the dawning age of a queeriness, home, high, land, tech, security, assurity with marathonic high fives and boss tone TV sound bit drones, tragic comic trauma stones, cast of thousands without sin in fun while informing justice is done. In joyous morning chill, post-Patriots daylight banter, a mega mini shrapnel planner, planned and stranded, absconded, abandoned, gerrymandered, flashbang, sound bomb things, strafed, whole vessel hole, deck, duck, tuck and roll out the barrel of a shotgun, got shunned, chin-chin, Chechen arco, mono stereotypes, checked in, seventh heaven, but to not ever check out again. A day and a half after the end of the world, whirlwind, Tourette-styled, uninhibited, habitational, trans-polygender, formational phase. Here tonight, which for days is an enlightenment, truth, space, fireproof, and insightful, incited excitement, aligned in a once, in an allotted life, wintertime, dark solar solstice, soul train stream of thought, consciousness, Bakchung, the future past. Last task master cast out in a blast in the uni-di-omniverse inevolution of the theory in con-destruction and pro-con creation. Don't you know, see that yet? Things falling apart all around as we at Chile speak and surf to school, net broke and ceased, fail cell signal while on the line to Oakland's occupation on thoughts of whole food-toned democratic anarchy action while messages, voices, waves fade, cut and stammer to the clamor of the heart of chaos, constantly rising and falling apart. Like fleeting, anticipatory, expected, erotically erected, Espana sewn and sauteed, lustrous in a blush of a part of this thing we call fall. Autumn, feel, fit, and fill the bill, after all.
There are a couple people making tapes. Are we able to get a copy for our site? You made a tape. Can we get a copy of that, please? For our site? Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. You know, if you could get that, please. I would really appreciate it. Because, otherwise, we would have no record of feedback. So, thank you very much. Thank you.
Got time for more?
Yes, yes. How about two more?
Too short one. That's all right. I know people, you got till 9 o'clock.
A mad, rad sense of adolescence, in essence, scent of adolescence. Scent, intense sentence of Benton Benton, conjunctive function tense, can function quintessence of a wisp of a will away where we go, where where Wall Street Ball bears its fangs and thanks for the memories of the mostly gone but not forgotten dawn of always open, never closed lifestyle, hoping but then chose to woo a new world order, border froze. In poignant, pungent, floundered, founded boundaries back to the psycho, so delicate echoes of mind, precious mental mindsets, as good as it gets, wafts of drafts, crafted in shafts of hallucinic nations, stick a footnote in the door, wrote of for our perception. Semi-closed to clothed discretion of reception of cosmogonic reflection, fun with fun-song, tonics or chronometronic, right insight, into the whole holistic role of the inner sanctified soul or flare, clairvoyant and flamboyant flair for tapered ancient future digital divested gestured vestige. Flick of the aristocratic no fret frill oral herbal essent thrill where to be found in time less is more all now how is of the story. happily, after ever, in an evolving universe. Such immutable Newtonian solids as mass, force, momentum, and inertia repeal and transform into shimmering quantum electro possibilities, programs, information, rhythms. Perpetually, complexifyingly, unpredictably, in other words, John Coltrane. Cracking the code in most pointed by surgical acidic longing, flash forth and back in a really leery, serious dying designed to live for. Pan-Semitic, somatic inclined towards unleashed Orisha-seeking master casting couched in folkloric rapture of treasure captured from stripped material worlds, tripped on the dawn day of delirious departure. The next generation slipped in the head homepage boy web of Jew leprechaunica allure, bore, regenerated, and incarnated aboard the body of a black woman beauty. The soul now has a tribal, genetic, neurologic, electrosilicate, nanotechnological, atomic duty to survive, cyber-virally or otherwise, outlast amazing guardian network guys, outmoded barbaric hold to see a body, soul, whole demise is the only way out. Thank you.
How y'all feeling tonight, ladies and gentlemen?
Where are we?
Now, Jermaine, know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm known as the Occupied Super Soldier himself, Captain America. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just gonna be a little bit quick one, because I've been performing with a new band called NU7 Band. You may have ever heard of them, because that's my next Filipino band. I am now captain of 2 different Filipino bands. This is the one I did last night, which everybody loved, Cranberries. Consider yourselves occupied. you very much, everybody. You're a great audience. Thank you! Occupy Ensemble. Thank you! You know, Carla, I really like you very much, you know, I let
That's the thing. Yeah, so Danielle does a lot of Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Super Soldier. The man with the shield and axe of liberty, which are going to be marching at the People's Climate March next Sunday. Columbus Circle, 59th Street. Prepare for battle next week. Thank you very much. Carla, take it away.
So if there's time after a few other people perform, maybe you can come back. So who wants to go next? I'm asking everyone to. Okay, Lois. If you,
Lois?
You say Kagen-Mingus, right?
I am Lois. Hi, my name is Lois Kagen-Mingus. I am a member of the Living Theater and Donna New York and the Wycherley Sisters, and I love life.
Mingus to serve.
Thank you. Thank you. Now the decision. I dig it out of my heart, and now the task seems purposeless, time-consuming. I hear the beat, I see red, I smell sentient, and epiphany, I explode. I am struck by a wayward revolutionary thunderbolt headed for my brain, and now I know everything. And I know how to hold it, write it, change it, manage it, humor it, teach it. And now I still hear it beat. Red and warm. I let it go. I hold on. Now, what? Thank you. Yeah, it's okay. You can hold your applause. You'll know when I'm done. Thank you. The new ship. Melted down World Trade Center, you are reshaped into the warship New York. Intentionally, of course. Another weapon to fight, to kill. Twin towers, steel in the bow. Perhaps undiscovered ashes of New Yorkers, too. Revenge. Irony. Bad taste. A perverted refiguration of ashes into steel again. Is that what they want? An eye for an eye. Water-ready, ultra-patriotic coffin, looking to take more lives. He says from his resting place. No, she says from her resting place. No. Trayvon Martin, 17. Who are those women? What did they hear? Where did they think they were? When was the deciding moment? Why did they do what they did? Let me see your face. Let me see your soul. Let me see your intelligence. See his face. See his soul. See his intelligence. Who? What? When? Where? Why? It was a cell phone. Then a wallet. Now, a hoodie. I can wear the t-shirt. I can march to the demo. I can protest. And she said, this story has to end. Period. Showtime! Wispy hairs get in our way as we contemplate how to change the world. Trivial things interrupt our plans as we set out to stop the wars. We ponder over the hummingbird and the bear, the bang and whimper. What about introduced diseases? Feeding chocolate to the dogs. Places, please. 'Tis above a kiss. Oh, ye vertical groove, a favorite part for fortnights, a primitive condition indeed. Narrow groove, cradling moisture, you are an enhancer, bordered by ridges. It is said you have no apparent function. Fie! Fie on that! What say thee of embryonic development? An Hebraic angel strikes the newborn on upper lip right before birth. Oh, my forgotten soul. Oh, Cupid's bow, kin to sacrofractal. Ah, facial feature. How majestically you survive. War babies. A child died quietly. He was sleeping and died hungry. Then, nearby, lined up like so many icebox watermelons, swathed in cloth, red, circling holes in their heads. More children, all dead. A perverse supermarket of unspeakable product. He sat on an anthill. For and because of Charles. Insects among the fruit, black widow spiders, drippy faucets, tomatoes, the pretension of nationhood on a grand scale. Nobody's discussing. Don't think too deep, don't ask questions, yet he wouldn't say, one nation under God. Perky breasts, arm wrestling tumblers, the most graceful mind, snowing pearls in every direction, in slow motion, the work of the devil. Other people don't have souls, acceptable facsimiles of what he thinks, true memory or reconstructed what you wish. This door is a Band-Aid, and he's gradually being drawn into the real world. Toy boat, little bunny rabbit, the philosophers, the poets. The point is, no tools are needed on the anthill, except your mind and your memory. And this next poem was written by me and Joanie Fritz Zosike, who is going to be reading shortly. We wrote it following the form of the Exquisite Corpse. I'm sure you know what that is, guys, so here we go. What if the Statue of Liberty were called Lady Day, symbolically expelling cloudy dreams out of her lantern, dribbling and puffoofing like a latter-day Aladdin? The true course of monuments sprawls across the horizon, saying, why be an island hopper? We've got it all, don't we? Through the fog, the torpor, and the didgeridoo, New York Harbor ringed in our toes, hoops of fire, sticking it to the sky, needling nature, grabbing the ground, claiming the unclaimable. Adonai, the unnameable, croons like Gil Scott Heron from above. Have you heard of Lady Day? Well, she'll take your troubles away. And for my last piece, Talking to Self Out Loud, September 11. Should let you know, as I watched them cut in on the interview, some author pitching a book. I think about Howard Hughes, standing at the bottom at 9:05 a.m., looking up at his smooth, flattened feet. Woke you up then to say, something's wrong. Volley of emails, can't get phone calls or make. Water, we need water. Dusted, gray, filmed people walk 10 miles to get up here dazed. Food. Do we call off the play? We asked naively. Still didn't know how many, how big, how profound, what was lost. Plans melted as it fell. Mine, yours, his, theirs, hers. Women, men, children. in office, on street, as assigned, as volunteer, as homeless. Pop culture anointed it, 9/11. Fuck that shit. September 11th, 2001. 2010. TV anchors say, explosion of feelings today. Are they fucking crazy? Use another word, asshole. Thank you.
Thanks, Lois. Joanie, do you want to? It's neat to wrote a poem together. You wrote several.
I'm not hopping up on this stage. Okay. I have 3 poems. I'm warning you ahead of time. This is called, and I actually wrote this for this event this afternoon. Day after Labor Day, a riff on 9/11. 13 years after, her odor still lingers in the air. The weight of necrotic fever, tissue, death pulls on the feet, pulls slowly today through pavement. Visitors drowning in the pools, posing as if they're at Coney Island. With hip-hop hands and goofy smiles, still the burnt odor lingers in the air, burnt orange odor in the still air, skewering. She keeps calling us downtown, beckons with fingers of burnt birds, a statuesque silver spine, primping, clinging to spirits and strangers, while the echo of the daredevil enchanted. He danced and ran and risked because he was free to risk, did it just because, and paid a fine of a penny for each floor, while unforeseen events cauterized flesh. Lives sucked into the lack of atmosphere and answers. Everything stoops, burning before judgment, and refuses to answer. Long gone, the flippant dancer, ashamed. She keeps calling. Meet me at the southwest corner, the northeast entry where the pools eye each other, winking at the circle of trees, their patriotic bark barks survivor puffily. Uniformed guards mouths script. Were they there then? Dustied? Sweet-stained flight response lit, did they lead a resulting brigade in arid nowheres, dispensing wrath? Who done it, she asks. It's a mystery, still smoldering in our nostrils, still gripping our intestines, still devouring our shivering livers, still stealing such troubled sleeps, affording sleeps to birds, homeless, unnamed, first responding martyrs, first to go, service monsters responding, automatic blame, fire, smash up, rip, torn belief, a river of secret war flowing back alive. And who really knows what happened? Pebbles? Chalk bones on roofs? Towering aspirations of gold standards, patriotic spittle unexamined, ignored, children, tomorrow's dancers on wire, the towering spire. Vulnerability Center. 13 years ago, this was written on 9/11 actually. This 9/11. 13 years ago, such a different day than today's clouds, than the sun smiled on, burning buildings, and we were warmed by the coldness of hatred, wherever it came from, whoever was targeted, innocence
and spoiled ones equated in ash 13 years ago. What do we take away? Today's war is again declared as if it was a gleeful but coerced proclamation of spite, of retribution, rescuing the country ahead of disaster, as if we are the only game in this highfalutin town. Perhaps a better way to protect is to learn that peace can never, ever, ever be earned by violence. This is my last poem. It's a short one, and it's called A is for Avatar, and it's from a collection of poems that reputedly, my publisher keeps saying, it's so good! But he keeps saying it's going to be finished soon, so we'll see. It's supposed to come out this fall. It's called An Alphabet of Love. Not the, an, and this is the first one in the book called A is for Avatar. Find the avatar of love who guides you through the roar of kissing waterfalls, past the ululating brook that runs by a city wall, and underneath a bough, he takes your hand, your eyes, your lips, your heart. The teal ferns part. The brook abruptly stops. The city crumbles as a hammock drops, a woven bed to hook upon a silvery bough. You swing aloft and swaying virtual now, surprised. Thank you.
First things first, just this a little. Between terrorist and terrorized, those boundaries are blurred. Yes. And it's maybe not so much a question of changing the world as it is a question of changing ourselves and changing one another. This first one was actually written back in 2004, and my way of thinking has changed greatly since September 11th, 2001. You know, we're living in what I refer to as the 9/11 culture of fear. So this first one is called The Enigma of the One and the Other. It started long ago. It started in the farthest reaches of memory. It started beyond the farthest reaches of memory. It started with the unfamiliar glint from an unfamiliar eye. It started when the line was drawn and our consciousness was cornered, and the unfamiliar was feared, and parcels of land were bordered. It started when I became me, and they became them. It started when they became evil, and I became good. It started when me forsook we. It started when suspicion ruled the day, and when trust had to be earned, when loyalties were bought and sold, and human rights were burned. It started with the indignation of the righteous, with the rattling of sabers and beating of drums at the expense of those who live in the slums. It started to secure the homeland, but from whom? From them or from us? When did it start? In the mists of antiquity? In the fierce glare of modernity? In the blaring Fox News jingo vision? Or the empty slogans strewn in ubiquity? It started in the crucible of fear, in the white heat of distrust turned to hate, in the smoldering embers of our collapsed grief, when keening gave way to shrewd battle scheming, and reason once more encountered a deaf ear. It started beyond the farthest reaches of memory, yet it starts today anew, with a vigor renewed on each beat of the drum. But when will it end, and who will end it? When will it end, and who will end it? This second one is called The Machine, and this was written back in 2012. Hate greases the gears of the machine. Flywheels sweat the tears and years of cogs whose hours value less and less, and whose lives arrive at countless bogs. Cogs are hardly current, lacking sufficient currency, currently lacking respect, currently lacking hope. Hate greases the gears of the machine with aims increasingly petty and mean, as bile amasses in a vat of uneaten cake cogs are bid to eat. The machines and their lords celebrate. A corporation is a person is a corpse for restricted consumption of the lordly hordes. And finally, though this is not strictly about 9/11 death culture, this is a poem that I wrote in memory of a dear friend, colleague, and extended family member who passed away last October. And she embodied the spirit of peace, the spirit of alternative organization. And I call this, she called him Mo, and this is for Sally Marks. She called him Mo, short for Moses, a utilitarian, pragmatic bicycle, plain yet elegant, no ornamentation, no ostentation, no, not for Mo. She called him Mo, and he kept her company. He guided her to the promised land of a free spirit. A creature of the night, she communed with him on nightly Hudson River bike path runs, reveling in the cool air, taking flight. She was on the path to a new world, and he bore her faithfully in that direction. She rejected the oft-trodden path of apathy and endeavored a new vision to unfurl. She called him Mo, and though the path she rode with him was cool, she warmed it with a passion for movement, for the undiscovered we hidden behind state wrath. And on the cool bike path she and Mo ride still, seeking the elusive mid-path turn, the haven for a long-sought community of which we have yet to learn. Thank you.
I'll start this poem first. It's called Demigod, written in 2006. The decadences of the first world, as reflected in the decadences of the third world. Social class structures, barriers of shunned communications. When humanity is a serious agenda. Criteria for the concerned citizens, the upper class are living with such privileges, where I become the enemy, forced to enjoy the other. Democracy becomes a side order of salad with Russian, French, Italian, Hispanic, and American dressings. The main course is what they want in society, unless the masses agrees to recognize the universal experiences of suffering to revolt. Okay. I mean, this is after the Tunisian, martyr, and we sometimes question why the Buddhists, remember in Vietnam, the burning Buddhists, And then through the years, there's been several Burman Buddhists, and now the Tibetans are doing it, and it's like, oh my God. But anyway, I'm sorry, it's like you gotta retract. So this past summer, you're gonna guess this title. It's called 3 Mangoes. 1 mango. I waited till she was ripe and cold, firm and soft, and I became bold and slowly attacked with a knife. Peeled the red yellow skin, getting to its second layer. Sunk my teeth in the yellow layer as juice dripped down the arm, finding the elbow's crease. Sucked and licked every drop. The brain satiated, refreshed, and I bought more unripe mangoes for another day of pleasure. Now, has anybody eaten a mango lately? Sure. Never forget that. 2 mango. I waited till she was ripe and cold, firm, soft, and still. I became bold, slowly with a knife, attacked her first layer of life, and peeled her red-yellow skin akin to her second layer. Sunk my teeth in the yellow layer as juice dripped and flipped down the arm. No harm done to find the elbow's crease. Pleased, sucked and licked every drop. The brain satiated mango as an orgasm. Refreshed again, I bought more unripe mangoes for another day of pleasure to treasure. 3 mangoes. She was so ripe, a week later, I didn't have the heart to banter but dig wholeheartedly into her flesh that peeled so soft, that peeled so smoothly like silk rubbing skin. The yellow flesh fell from sea-centered, undaunted, slipped on the dish with no prompts. The hand quickly grabbed the flesh and juice overflowed from the mouth onto the bowl. Too late, catching each drop, edged 2 lips succulent juice, held in suspicion, drop by drop, slithered down the esophagus, not heeding to chew, slipped down the gullet. How profound and repetitive this sounds. I've been writing poetry since the 70s, something like that. And you grow up in Lower East Side in Chinatown. I mean, what's the problem? You know, like Chinatown suffered during the World Trade Center. Nobody could get in. The restaurants got closed. Tourism got closed. And then next thing you know, Hurricane Sandy and the blackout, and then they were the last to get light up or something like that, you know? I mean, we're nice people. If you're homeless, you can go down here and get food. I mean, we throw out fresh food for this purpose. All right. This morning I heard baby cardinals tweeting in the backyard, happily. They're trying to learn to fly, you know, it's cute. The past should be a history lesson to be taken seriously and heeded with all its innuendos and subtleties, right? He hopes that I will be suicidal enough to dissipate and not have a future guide to gain wealth, health, fame, and love. Obviously, illusions do not reflect inflated egos as reality takes a turn. Have you really looked in the mirror to find the dark self-destruction emanating from your disemboweled parts? My scarred body scarred for all your impure loves. Death inflicts more wounds to unloved bodies, while love idles in the shadows. Hurrah, 9/11! Fallen angels await you into the pit of darkness. You shall fly. My scarred body can show the sacrifices taken after all the love spills had been forsaken, to quench your thirst and leaving me warped and dry. Hurrah, 9/11! Fallen angels await you into the pit of darkness. You shall fly. And here's something worse than that. Betrayals and lies. No, it's Bowery derelicts, just young alcoholics, new old dilemmas of the 50s, retroactive. 35 years of silence I had kept. We never mentioned the sorrow of leaving home because we always ate in silence. But in these pages are the poems of my soul. Puritanical Bohemian blues. Draw some pretty flowers. Draw some handsome portraits. Draw some cute kids. Photo the pretty clothes. Photo the cute guy, or not. Learn to dismantle your slavery, and to inhale, exhale. Learn to dismantle your slavery. Learn to dismantle your slavery. Reverse and make it bravery. No matter what it takes, it has to jail to rebel. How many cakes or buns are baking in ovens galore to dismantle slavery or its folklore? A non-important entity survived the depressions, the suicides, the operations, the surgeries, and broken hearts of meaningless lovers. Never to get over the most recent one who escaped to Neverland. It should be accordingly, logically, following the senses of the mind. Make sense of the insanity of individuals. I'm at the bottom of the food chain. Okay, what's next? Oh, that's it.
Anybody else who want to perform anything, or is that about it? Or so it looks like that might be about it. And I guess we're gonna end early. I don't know if we're ending earlier than we thought, or if we're just gonna hang out or what. But